At the Kitchen Table with Soraida and Friends is proudly sponsored by Classic Homes. We make it better than new with the classic touch.
You got too many cooks living in the kitchen. You don't know what you've been missing.
Welcome to At the Kitchen Table with Soraida and Friends. Super excited to have the ladies in the room with me right now. See what kind of conversations come up. I can only imagine what the next 60 minutes of my life is going to look like. So I would love for both of you just to introduce yourself and say a couple of things that maybe people don't know about you.
Oh, I guess I'll go first. I'm Marlene Parsons, and I'm on the city council with Soraida. I spent 8 years on city council prior, and I took a little bit of time off, and I felt like I could do more things, so I got back on. So I've lived in Keizer for over 30 years.
And you're a grandma?
I am a grandma, yes. But they're almost grown, so I don't even count that anymore.
I think it still counts. And you, Lori?
My name is Lori Christopher, and I was mayor in Keizer from the year 2000 to 2014. When I first moved to Keizer, I was 9 months pregnant with my youngest son, who is now 34 or something. So I've been in Keizer a long time. And we did a lot of great things in those 14 years. I was not away, when I stepped away from being mayor, I went from being a generalist to being a specialist and worked primarily in art and history. So I've been a member of the Keizer Public Arts Commission and worked with Keizer Cultural Center, mostly redoing our museum, our Keizer Heritage Museum, so that it will tell our story for our children.
I love that. You got to love history, right?
You gotta love history.
Yeah, we're planting the seeds for trees we're not going to see grow.
That's right. That's exactly right, Soraida.
So I've said this before on the podcast. I really want people to get to know the leaders in our community, and the fact that you were mayor. Let's not even talk about right now how you're serving, and you already served 8 years. It's such a servant's heart, and I think there's so many misconceptions. So people think that you get paid.
Oh no,
no.
No,
nothing, right?
No,
nothing.
and I have to say, I don't know about you, Marlene, but with us being retreads, I'm working. I mean, I don't remember working as many hours or as hard as I have worked this time. But I also feel a real sense of urgency. I filled a position. So I ran against our current mayor, Kathy Clark. I lost by 700 votes. And so there was an open position and I was appointed. So I've got a 2-year term that I'm completing. So I feel like I am running to get everything done and to get a reset and to get a refocus on our community so that we're back to where I think we need to be for the success of our citizens.
Yeah. And I think this is an important episode for me because as I was driving here, think of all the new residents we have in Keizer since you were left being mayor. Mm-hmm. So, it could be like, who is this Lori Christopher? Lori Christopher is a badass. That's who she is.
Well,
and so is Marlene. Like, I want you, tell people that are watching or listening, brag. Give me some brags. I know.
Well, let me tell you.
I can brag about the big toy.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes. Brag it up.
Yeah. So when a citizen came to city council in 2014, they told us about this big toy and where it was being built in this company. And so we thought, well, let's look into this. I think, Lori, you were still mayor, so it must have been 2013. Mm-hmm. And so then Lori looked at me and said, "You're it. You're my project manager for this. Get it going on it."
She's an excellent project manager.
It took 2.5 years to come to fruition, to get the money and work with this company. And we worked with the kiddos in this community. We went to every elementary school and we had a piece of paper. They all came to the library and they drew what they thought the big toy should be. So that big toy,
do you have those?
Mm-hmm. No,
you know what?
I don't know where
that's a piece of art. That could be one of the covers.
Let me tell you, I have found
covers.
some stuff as I've been going through updating the master plan. I may have some things for you.
Yeah, because I'm not sure what happened to them, but we lined the whole city hall.
With pictures,
council chambers everywhere, and we had over 400 people attend the opening of the taking off the
ribbon
of the big toy, showing what it was going to look like. And the kids were so excited. It took 7 days 1,000 volunteers to build the big toy.
Yeah.
So it's something I'm very proud
That's
of.
more than a brag. That's a huge brag.
That's been 10 years ago.
Yes.
And look how well that's held up. So this, when Marlene got back on city council, I encouraged her, and she wanted to as well go back on to be our parks liaison because she's excellent at that job. And she knows that, experience matters.
I think so.
And
I think you
so
see it.
she had so much experience being on parks and being on and getting projects done that she went back on parks. So she organized the redo, if you will. We had 30 maybe?
About 35 volunteers the first day. And thanks to Moe's Pizza, we fed them. Oddmo's. Mandy was fantastic.
Shout out to Oddmo's. Go support
Yes,
local.
shout out. Yes, please support local. She is amazing. She supports everybody in the community. You go to talk to her, she'll help you out. She's that good. So, so we did that. So the big toy, we built it in 7 days, and it was looking really good. But I noticed the last couple of years that it kind of needed a facelift. There was like holes in the
But
in the
10
floor.
years, that's a long time.
That's a lot
so
of time.
I said,
And a lot of kids.
I came to the parks board and I said, look, we need to I said, I'll be in charge, but we need to repaint that big toy because it's all faded. The colors are
And we
gone.
don't want to be represented that way.
No.
We are a highly successful city. We want to represent ourselves as a highly successful city. And we had
that
shabby
takes care
paint.
of our things.
Yes. It was shabby paint. The fire truck looked like heck. Some of the paint was just completely gone. Now everything is spit and polish, with the exception of the
One mural.
monkey face, one mural. But we have a student liaison to Keizer Public Arts Commission. She's going to work with Marlene to get that repainted, along with Rachel Wood, who is Tim Wood's daughter, who is our assistant manager, city manager. And we're going to finish that up. So it should be great for another 10 years. So huge accomplishment.
Huge accomplishment.
But, so, that would not, this is 10 years later. That would not have happened had we not got Marlene back on city council with the experience that she had and the ability to pull together a project team. That's how that happens.
Well, everybody's busy too. And you got to look at the people on city council who works, right? But who's retired. So Soraida still works, Shani still works, Kyle still works, Dan still works.
Yep.
And you and I and Kathy, this is our work.
Yep.
The volunteer stuff that we do in the community. So we spend all day doing that. Like I have 2 other things today that I need to go to, but it's all volunteer, just all because I like to do that. So
Hugely significant. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel when people ask me, why do you volunteer so much? And I'm like, I volunteer because
I live here.
Right. I live here and it's what my moral compass says to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and I think for me, there's a huge sense of accomplishment. Every time I finish an exhibit, we're completely redoing the museum. The museum, bless the angels that started the museum and started to collect some of our heritage, but they didn't really have the experience or the skills to know how to set up a museum. So Robert Becker, who is the president, and you should have him on here, who is the president of the Keizer Heritage Foundation, he started taking museum classes, and now he is one of their authorities on audio histories. And so he is teaching other small museums how to capture that history before those folks leave us. And he said, let's redo this whole museum so that it can tell the story of Keizer. And there's 13 permanent exhibits. Each one of those take around $5,000. The city council has been terrific in supporting that. The city manager and Kathy was over there the other day and said, so what's it going to take to finish this? And I said, probably about $25,000. But if you gave me $25,000, it's still going to take 3 years because it's all volunteer effort. So don't give me that money. Let me do it as the exhibits roll out. And then it's one-time expense. So once those permanent exhibits...
We're invested.
Then we're invested. And then our children will know our history and our heritage. And we won't have to invest any more money in that museum.
And I think everyone wants to know that individually, citywide. I think that that is so important.
Well, we all have our strong suits, and that strong suit needs to be the one that leads us.
That's our passions.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like when you're watching baseball, right?
Yes.
That person needs to be right field. That person needs to be a pitcher.
That's right.
They have to be in the right position.
That stuff comes so easy. When you're where you're supposed to be,
Yes.
it's like, I got this. It comes so easy. When you're out of your element, then it's forced and it's difficult. But what I want to say is I'm so proud of the current city council and what we've been able to accomplish in 10 months. Like I said, I've never been as busy as I've been on city council this time because I know I've got 2 years. I've got 2 years to make a difference and get things done. And
So how do you think it's been for the last 10 months?
I think it's been great. I think
what are some, people that don't pay attention to Keizer politics, what can you say is brewing or cooking?
redirection to economic development. We haven't done any economic development for 10 years. So it's time to do that. It's time to bring those jobs back locally. And we have not really focused ourselves on doing that until the last 10 months. Now we have our city manager working with a volunteer consultant who's working on getting all those properties.
Wait, did you say volunteer and consultant together? That's like an oxymoron.
Right, isn't it? Jumbo shrimp. Okay. Yeah. But this person is a long-term, it's Eric Moyer. He is a long-term Keizer resident. And he loves the city just like we all love the city. And he wants to do economic development that will help our front door. We're a highly successful city, but our front door doesn't look highly successful in some areas. And that's the 2 triangles and the 4 acres that is on the north side.
And where are those located for people that don't know?
Lock Haven.
They
know where they're located.
Right by Keizer Station.
Because that dang Knop House is still there and hasn't gotten torn down yet. But it will, and we will have thriving, active businesses there. We'll bring thriving, active, local jobs that will coordinate and complement the new hotel that's going in, that's already got 2 stories up. That's happening. And we have that little 3 stories. Thank you. And we also have the little business park that's right in front of the motel. That's huge development.
Huge.
Yeah. And that's going to make a huge difference to the folks that are living in Keizer.
Yep. Love it. Okay. So you told me your brag, and I just want to give another shout out because the seed was the big toy and people dreaming and dreaming big. And then now we have these turf fields, and it's just so stunning when I go out there. And it gives me such a sense of pride.
Yes.
Right. And most of the money that went into that park was either grants, or ARPA funds. Very little money came from the city.
For the turf fields?
The turf fields were Marion County and the city of Keizer using those ARPA funds that they had left to do those turf fields. And then now we're getting park grants in order to build the concession, the bathrooms, and we got money from the legislature to hopefully finish phase 3. So it's been a work in progress, but I want our taxpayer people to know that it has not taken taxpayer money to build that beautiful park.
It was. So some cities, and you can look them up, some people started programs with ARPA funds, which I don't think is sustainable because you weren't going to get it. So
one-time expense.
So then you see those programs. Oh no, we don't have any money. Well,
what do you think happened with school districts?
That's what I mean. So
they hired all of those teachers, and now they're saying we're going to have to make these tremendous cuts because you beefed up.
Because it was a one-time deal.
One-time deal.
Yep. So I just think that that just shows how well Keizer just investing that money in something.
Yeah. One thing too, we're not finished with parks. I believe we made a mistake years ago, and I don't know exactly when it was, Marlene, you might, when we had what Richard Walsh used to call it something special, the pavilion or whatever it was in Keizer Rapids Park. And they removed that from the master plan. Why in the world would you ever remove something that could be future potential? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
We don't have money to build that.
I wasn't on city council then.
Yeah, we were not on city council. So that got removed. So we're working to get that back in the master plan, not to do anything today, but where are you going to be in 20 years?
Right.
Somebody's going to step up and say, you know what? We can build this.
Right. This is
we
the
can
right
have,
time.
Yes. And we can have
Stars are aligned.
We can have indoor activity area for our children. We can have, and this is what I would love to see, we can have a farmer's market, year-round farmer's market, if we could put it under
They
cover.
have one of those in Eugene.
Yes. They have
That one is super cool. And it has like the barn doors and
Yes. Okay.
and they have
but
events in it too.
we can't do it. If someone walked up to us tomorrow, Soraida, and said, here, I got $1 million. If Dick with Nell walked up tomorrow and said, I've got $1 million, I want to put it in this covered area for children to play and so that we can have a year-round farmer's market. We can't do it. It's not in the dang master plan.
Oh.
We took it out. And I can't.
When did we take it out?
I want to say 8 years ago.
No, it was after.
But what was the why on taking it out?
I don't know.
We don't know. We weren't on city council. Why would you ever do that, though?
I don't know. Who do we need to ask?
I want
Bill Lawyer,
Yeah.
Matt Lawyer,
Bill Lawyer.
Matt. I mean, you know, once, and, you know, just like Marlene said about the planning for the big toy, I've never been involved in a master plan process like I was for Keizer Rapids Park. Over 300 people over a 2-year period did charrettes, one after another, to determine what that park was going to be like. And then with the flick of a wrist, we changed that so that in the future we can't build. That was, in my opinion, that was a terrible mistake.
So how do we change that?
We're working on the master plan.
Okay, good deal.
And we'll put it back in there. And nothing will happen today.
Right.
Nothing will happen, but it will leave it in there, maximum flexibility, so that in the future, if somebody comes up with some money and says, here we go, we can do this.
I think that looking at both of you, that what I love about the council right now is that we have that institutional knowledge, which you have to have, like institutional. Not everybody lives and breathes 10 years ago city politics. I did it. But you two bring all that and you give aha moments when you think, oh, wow.
The other, and we have credibility because we've been around a while. So
She's older than me. She's been around a while.
Yeah. So people can have confidence that when we say we're going to build the Keizer Station, we've done it. We're going to build a civic center and we're going to pay cash for it. We're not going to bond that debt. So our tax-paying residents do not have to pay for that. It's paid for. When we say we can do, when we say we're going to build Keizer Rapids Park, been there, done that. So you can have confidence that we have the experience that we've done it. But it's just time, Soraida. It's just time. That's why I feel like I'm running a race to get as much as I possibly can do in the next 14 months.
What do you think about thinking about what you want to accomplish? What do you want? What is your brag? You didn't say your brag. I think a brag is that you were the leader of the whole big toy. So
she was the leader.
Well, she was the leader of the big toy, but you still were overseeing, you were a part of that team.
She was a part of the team.
She was part of the team. Even if it was just like, go Marlene.
No, she was a fundraiser.
Yes. So we all play a part.
We did. Yeah. We had like 16 committees.
All right.
So I had to have heads for 16 committees, right? And then I had to have somebody overseeing the actual construction. So we got Mark Collier. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you were like a GC. You were general cop director.
100%.
GC Marlene.
Yeah. And then we had meetings, and then Lori was in charge of the fundraising, and they did a wonderful job. Her and Jackie Frankie and a few other people. They raised the money. So,
and I'm just going to put a shout out there that Marlene Parsons was first citizen of the year this past year.
That's right.
Oh.
Greatly deserved.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me your brag.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Like if you're like, you know what, I kicked ass.
Keizer Station. Keizer Station was your brag because you wanted a store that sold underwear.
Well, so
see, this is where you get to know people.
So Soraida, this doesn't even seem possible. But if you go back 25 years now, we're going back 25 years. Keizer was 18,000 people, right? You could not buy socks and underwear in Keizer. You had to drive. The closest one was Fred Meyer. You
Yeah,
could
that
not.
makes my eyes water.
You could not buy them.
Could we be more podunk?
But
You
that
can't
was,
buy
no,
socks
that's what she would
underwear.
say. That's what she would say.
Yes.
She would say, we got to build this. We got to do this because I can't buy underwear in Keizer. And
There's no retail facilities.
Lori has no filter.
So,
I
so let
love
me
it.
tell you, man, we got that done. I think the original investment was around $3 million to do some of the infrastructure. It ended up being more than that. But look what we got. Do you know, as soon as we landed Target and Lowe's, as soon as we landed that, our return on investment was 300%. What do you think it is today? What do you think that land is today? And the last I knew, and that's been a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, there was 3,500 people working out there.
amazing.
3,500 people working in their local community.
I love that so much.
That's
That's huge.
If
That's
we're not
huge.
in the business to do that, then what are we doing here?
Both of those are legacy projects, really, ladies. I mean,
Absolutely.
Those are
And
that's
then
amazing.
the Civic Center.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
we're
remember
part of
the
that
Civic-
too. I
the-
remember too.
The Civic Center, we went through years of debating, and we were not going to have the community center. They've changed the name to the event center. I'm opposed to that. It's a community center. And that was auxiliary space. So we built that as auxiliary space that we would use as a community center until it's needed. And once we grow to the point where it's needed, then guess what? We don't need a second building. We can bleed into that auxiliary space.
Right.
So we don't have to pay more in taxes. So if our police department needs to grow, we've got the space. If our city staff needs to grow, we've got the space. That's how that was designed. And I remember our city manager at the time, Chris Epley, said, we're going to use urban renewal funding to do that. And or we would like to, but I don't think you can get a 7-0 vote. And we did. And we paid for it. And the day that we turned the key on that building, it was paid for.
I love that about Keizer is that, yes, we sit through the council meetings. We're going to be in the red, and this year we're going to be, but we figured out.
No, we're never in the red.
I know,
Soraida.
but
Correct that statement.
No, you'll get the narrative. You will be in the red in 2 years if we don't raise this. I think it's just like life. If, oh, wow, gas prices went up. Maybe I shouldn't be drinking a human bean coffee every day.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
And in our last budget, we, the budget committee and then eventually city council voted to increase the parks fee by $50,000 a year. I was opposed to that. I didn't think we needed it. We did it because we diverted funds to take care of the big toy. And they said, well, gosh, we're going to need that money. It was one-time expense. You don't increase taxes forever for a one-time expense. We did. I thought that was a mistake.
And well, I'm just going to give a shout out to both of you and all three of us. I think that there's a percentage of socially that don't know how to have healthy conflict or crucial conversations. And us three and Shady Star, we do a great job of just disagreeing, and it's okay.
It's
okay.
Yeah. You win some, you lose some. You know who
Right.
taught me that? Jerry McGee. Jerry McGee said, take half the loaf. You want the whole loaf of bread. You're not going to get it. Take half the loaf, move on.
That's great. I love that. Take half the loaf. And yes, everyone, you can buy socks and underwear at Keizer.
And lots of other stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's great. Okay, I'm going to go over to Salem, Keizer, topic. So what do you think about, speak honestly, what Chariots is doing now?
Well, I heard they backed off.
They did, and they're going to form a committee.
Well,
They should have done that in the first place.
and let me tell you, when they say they've talked to us, Soraida, the heck they did. So in order for them to increase, right now it's buses every half an hour, right? How do you think that does on River Road? Now we're going to do it every 15 minutes. That's twice the buses. River Road will be a parking lot. So I don't think we even want that increased to every 15 minutes. Did they ask the question? They did not, Soraida. They did not ask the question. And I think it was an absolute travesty that we no longer vote for the people that take care of transit. Now they're appointed by our governor, the most unpopular governor in the United States. Can we trust those people to make those decisions for us? I don't think we can. And evidence of that is they haven't even talked to the Keizer City Council to say, if we increased the taxes, what would you like to see in Keizer? Because,
What would be helpful?
yes. And we've never had that conversation. So I think that whole thing was a mess.
I think that especially Lori and I, just no new taxes or let the people vote.
Let the people vote.
Let the people vote.
Whatever people want to pay for,
Let 'em
Soraida,
vote.
I'm going to be there for them.
Right.
If they vote to increase their taxes, I'll support that 100%.
If you can sell to the voters that you have a bond and it's going to, these are the tangibles, you're going to vote for it.
Yeah.
Didn't we just vote for the Marion County Fire District? We voted to increase.
Yep.
And they did a great job of going around and educating, and this is what it costs and this is what it looks like. People just want, before you stick your hand in my pocket, if you just asked me, I'd give you the money if I thought it was a worthy cause.
Well, and that's why we've got a task force going for the police fee. I think folks want to live in a safe community. I think they value police services. I think they will pay for police services.
Me too.
I think we have to give them the courtesy and the respect of asking them. And we did not do that. We made a mistake back in 2017 by jamming that tax down our citizens' throats. And I thought,
Was that a unanimous vote on
No.
the council? No, it was split.
5-2. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think those are learning moments. I mean, I think with those, some people are like, we had to do it, and over here, let me vote. But I'm very much let me vote on it. Like,
There's some things,
some decisions you have to make. So say like the water, sewer, like we know those are going to go up.
well, the feds are pushing that down our throat. We have no choice. They're pushing it down our throats. But that's not true of some of the discretionary fees and for services, which I think people want and I think they will support.
Yes, absolutely. What do you think, Marlene, about chariots?
Well, I think what they did was wrong. They said that they came to the cities and they talked with. They never, they never came to us. Yeah. They never explained why they needed to do that. I mean, if we thought it was a worthy cause and they explained it to us, then we would have supported it by saying, go to the voters. If the voters want expanded bus service, then let's do it. But if they don't, then you're going to have to wait. But my understanding is they have $40 million in a reserve fund.
Right.
So why in the heck would you want to raise taxes January 1st when you already have $40 million?
And if this transportation package, so that's just more money.
Yes.
That doubles the payroll tax.
Yep.
Yes.
So all those dollars are just like wham, bam. It really is death of a thousand cuts.
It really is. It really is. But, the thing that I think is really interesting too is the reasons. Why are they spending this money? Why are they building more transit stations?
Why do they get paid?
Trying to force
Why do they
us-
get paid?
Why are they trying to force us? This is more of the state of Oregon trying to change our behavior. We want you out of cars. We want you on transit. And we want you on bicycles. Well, we're a pretty small metropolitan area. I'm not positive that that's sustainable. So now we're going to dump more money into that when they make 3 million trips a year. And those trips are counted by how many times you change.
Each stop. So that's the trick. They'll say 3 million trips. No, I can go from here to South Salem. And if it stops 5 times, that's 5.
That's right.
And I think we should, I think there's other alternatives. We don't have to run these mega buses with 3 people on them.
Yes. I think very strongly that if you have $40 million in a reserve,
Right?
chill out.
Well, and then work it out. Work out the tax too. Like not all the whole thing, but maybe half of it or something. But by working with the business communities, the chambers, and the city councils, I think that we can work something out that will benefit all of us.
And take half the loaf.
Yes, absolutely.
But let's go back to, what do we want? Do you really want twice the buses on River Road? We will be a parking lot.
Yeah.
And people, regardless of what you think about people in cars, people have to get to jobs. They're driving north-south. They're driving south-north. They have to use River Road. It's our main arterial. If you block that with twice the buses that we have now, those folks are going to be outraged. We were never asked, Soraida.
Yes. And I think that can be said through lots of things in our life or personally or professionally is people just want to be asked and they want to be listened to. Just ask. Don't assume. Like, okay, those 6 or 7 on the trades floor, like we know what residents want. Do you?
Yeah. And, that goes back to the transportation package that the governor's setting on. How unbelievable that she is holding that hostage, that she is 100% saying, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. I'm going to cut you off at the pass so that you cannot vote. That's what she's saying. And
now you're talking about, anybody watching and listening, that she hasn't signed it because there's going to be
she's got 30 days,
yeah.
and she knows that the Republicans are working on a referendum to give people a chance to vote. It's not even turning it over. It's giving them a chance to say what they think. And she's saying, not interested.
So now they'll have 60 days for everybody.
Correct.
To collect all those signatures.
I can't believe that stands. I can't believe we continue to vote for a governor that would have that kind of disdain for the people that she's supposed to be serving.
How do you feel about it, Miss Quiety Pants?
Oh, well, sorry. She explained it all. No, I think people in the legislature, they represent everyone in their district. And we have Senator Thatcher and we have Representative Kevin Mannix, and they do a great job representing Keizer. What I'm afraid of is somebody gets in there that really isn't a Keizer person, but yet they want to do all these things or raise all these taxes without even coming to us and saying, oh, you're a small community, you can handle it, or you can do this, or whatever. And that's not true. I mean, Keizer's always been, what do you call it, when you're status quo, right? Status quo. And we live by that. And the people in
we live within our means.
We
do. We like to keep our stuff nice.
Yes, we do. And that's where the volunteer comes in, because Keizer's motto is pride, spirit, and volunteerism, and I think we do a great job of that. I mean, people come out of the woodwork all the time and say, "Oh, I would like to do something. I would like to do something." That's great.
Thank God.
Yeah, because we need the younger generation to step up and replace us older generation people. But I'll always be around, even when I get off city council again. I will always be around for people.
You'll become a specialist.
Yes, I'll become a specialist at retiring.
Well, but so much of your passion is with veterans work as well.
That's correct. Yes,
and
I do a lot with that.
I can see you pivoting. I mean, you're involved in that now, Marlene, which is so admirable.
Yeah, I work with the Courtney Place. I work with vet care. I'm starting to work more with the homeless veterans. So yes, that's kind of my thing. And I did want to give a shout out to the Keizer Elks. On Sunday, November 9th, they will have a free dinner for veterans and their families.
Oh, I love
Absolutely
that.
free. At 2 p.m., chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes, pies from Willamette Pie Company.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. Come Sunday afternoon, bring your family if you're a veteran, and come enjoy a free meal at the
And
Keizer
Marlene's
Elks.
a veteran.
Marlene's a veteran for everybody listening. How long did you serve?
I served
in what branch?
4 years, Air Force. The best force.
I love that. And speaking of Veterans Day, there's a couple big events. So the Marines are having their 250th birthday bash at the Convention Center on Monday, November 10th. And then on Tuesday, November 11th, is the Stay Alive Veterans. And I'm part of their board with AJ. And
So what's Stay Alive Veterans?
So basically, there's different programs. Like Peter Courtney Place, they'll take him surfing or fishing or whatnot. So the different programs, I guess people in the military like to do more physical things. I'm not an expert on that. So just ways for them to get out there, and people apply for grants. So everything we raise goes to them.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. And vet care too, they take them on a bus and they take them somewhere because otherwise they don't have the means to do it. And plus they want to keep people together like one big family. The military is a big family. And sometimes when you leave that family, it's sad. But now as veterans, we can come back in and still be part of that family.
Yes. I had Rosie Macias on the podcast.
Yes,
She's
I love
hilarious. But yeah, she did kind of talk about, she has to take a trip every year because she's like, she has to do that physical woman Marine thing. And they go hiking.
Yeah,
so.
she's in the Marines. She was in the Marines. I hope she's listening.
Rosie, and Andrew. I said I was having dinner with them and I called them soldiers. You would have thought I didn't know that only Army were soldiers. They're like, Soraida, you're lucky we love you. We are not soldiers. I was like, oh, sorry.
No. Yeah, only the Army soldiers. Yeah.
What about Air Force?
We're the best force. We're the pilots. We're the, it's really weird how everybody has their own task, right? The Navy protects the seas. The Army protects the front line. The Marines protect them, right, on the back line. And then the Air Force, we're in the air. So we do the air. And so everyone has their own task, but they all come together because we're all part of one big family. And it doesn't matter. We like to tease each other that we're better than this one or better than that
I love
one,
that. No, and you definitely see when I watch you or watch anyone and they find out somebody else is a veteran, you can see things click like
Immediately.
You can almost know that they're a veteran or they're not, I think, by the way they carry themselves. Sometimes you can.
I can tell kids when I interview them, like if their parent is a police officer or a soldier, because they will look me in the eyes and they have very firm handshakes.
Really?
And I'll say, what does your parents do? And it's always usually military because they've been taught for such a young age, like a strong handshake and eye contact.
Well, that's great. I didn't know that.
So it's interesting. I was like, why is this kid? I was like, oh, he's got to be like from the age of 3. This is how you shake a hand.
Yeah. Well, my husband, Bob, he served 23 years and he was a jet fueler. And during the Gulf War, he was one of the only ones that could do the bladder. And the bladder is that big thing where you fly above a plane and you hook up to the plane.
He
and
did?
Yes. And so he was part of that in the Gulf War. So
I did not know that. I didn't know he served that long.
yeah, 23 years.
The things that you learn at the kitchen table.
Really?
Really. And I want people to know, you too, I mean, you're not just city councilors, like you're people and you want to do good. And I think in the social media world, you get that small, I'm going to say 1%ers that are like, man, I'm so angry and I have nothing better to do. That's what I think they're doing and making up different profiles and whatnot. When are you being part of the solution or are you being part of the problem?
Well, and if you just, here's another acronym. I remember what Jim Keller said when he was on city council. And, these are the people, it was Bob Newton. And he was a former mayor of the city of Keizer. And when I was brand new on city council, he said, it's amazing what you can get accomplished when you don't care who gets credit. And it's amazing. If you
I don't take credit for a lot of things.
If you get your ego out of it and you just keep your head down and keep moving on the things that you want to accomplish, make a list of here's what has to happen in the next 2 years and go. It's amazing what can happen. Look what we've done in 10 months.
Yeah. Look
at the interest.
It doesn't matter. The car's being driven.
Yeah.
Who cares who's at the steering wheel?
That's right. And look what we've been able to do on our front door in 10 months, Soraida. I feel very confident.
What do you see us getting accomplished by the end of 26?
I think we'll be building underway on our front doorstep. I think that we'll have the issue resolved on the pavilion in the park so that we have that for future posterity. I think that
we'll get moving with this Keizer Little League fields.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That is so exciting.
Okay, so people watching, listening, tell them what's going on with our cool Keizer Little League fields.
Well,
Parks, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, we sent out an RFP, which is like an application.
Request for proposal.
Well, application. And people understand that better. Application. And
acronyms.
We had a couple companies very interested in managing our Little League fields. We had a lot of pushback because we did choose a company from Florida. But this company from Florida also manages a lot of things, including like Lloyd Center skating rink and things like that. So they're
experienced.
They're experienced, but they're also local because their workers are local. But they're going to come and hopefully transform our Little League field so that we again can be that nice field off of I-5. We have an opportunity to showcase those fields, fill up our hotels, right? Our businesses will thrive because they'll come and eat at their business, they'll buy stuff, and That's to me is what important is.
It is. And they see it and they discover us.
So here's
They
a question
discover
for you.
Keizer, correct.
How many kids are still playing baseball and softball? How many kids choose that sport? And let me give you.
I don't know.
Okay. So
I'm like,
when my kids were involved, there was over 600 kids that played Little League back then and teen ball. So I thought with all of the expansion of soccer, of lacrosse, of all of the different pickleball, of everything else that you could do, gosh, I wonder how many kids still are invested and involved in baseball and softball. There's 450 kids. So 450 kids still need to be able to use Keizer Little League Park at a reasonable cost for their families. So that is a public park. We, the taxpayers, pay for that park. So we should have access. Our local kids should have access to that park.
100. I 100% believe that.
Yes, absolutely. So maybe we will get back there. Now, I do want to say, I want to put out there, thank you to the Walkers and for the love of the game for stepping up and trying to be that interim piece for the last 4 years. They have their own business, and their own business is volcanoes and Roto-Rooter Stadium and taking care of that business. So I can imagine that was exceedingly difficult and spread Mickey very thin to be able to try to take care of that. So I think he's probably very happy that we have an alternative. And I think that these folks that have experience managing these public venues are going to be able to do great things.
I'm excited. I love baseball season.
No,
I
I'm
love
excited
baseball.
too.
I love baseball. I'm so
Right.
ticked off the Dodgers lost last night.
Right, that game. Well, this will air next week, so we'll have a World Series champion by then. We'll keep.
We'll know by then.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
Oh.
Holidays. What do you want to say about the holidays for Keizer?
We have a holiday parade coming up,
You know the date?
December 6th,
Is it 13th?
the
I don't know.
13th. I don't know. It's one of those Saturdays.
Cut it, Camden.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to look at it.
Okay, let's talk about holidays. You can go to the Keizer Chamber website and they'll have all the events listed, but we have the tree lighting. We have the holiday lights parade.
And we do that really well. If there's
Yeah.
one thing that Keizer's got down, it's parades.
Yes.
And last year we were so lucky. We had the best weather. It only started sprinkling at the very end of the night, and we had a moon out, and there were so many people. There's thousands of people that come out for that event. It's tradition. It's really fun. We've got the tree lighting, and we'll have Santa show up, and very soon we'll be putting the lights up on River Road. I would like to have us invest, and maybe when we have the new hotel come online, we'll be able to invest some transient occupancy funds to to buy some new lights for River Road and for our main arterials. I'd like to see the snowflakes and have them consistent throughout.
I love that. I love any of those items. I was thinking I'm just going to put it out here because it is a goal of mine at some point, and I have talked to City Manager Brown. In Salem, they have an STPA tax on their hotels, so it's just for visitors, and it's 2%. And all of that money goes to marketing.
How is that? Is that on top of the transient occupancy tax?
Yes. So it's a 2%. And when the president of my company actually helped write this and get this through city council. So you have hoteliers, and I sit on the board when we're divvying up that $1 million that's just marketing. And
Who has control of that money?
so it goes through, it could go through DMO, it could go through the city or whatnot. Right now, Travel Salem gets it, but they can't just spend the STPA money. There's an STPA committee, so we go over the budget.
So the committee determines how the money will be spent?
She writes a budget, kind of like Tim would write a budget for us, and then we go through it. So for
Okay.
example, it's $1 million, for conferences and whatnot. And they still have their TOT money. This is separate. This is called STPA. An STPA tax. So any of that, if we added 2%, and we've never changed I think it's 12.9 in Salem. So we've never changed ours.
You know why? Every time we change it, the state grabs a big piece of it.
Right. So you don't change the TOT, you add an STPA. And then all that money could buy your lights or marketing.
Anything that would promote tourism.
Yep.
Oh, I
Heads
like
and
that
beds.
idea. I would be open to that idea.
I would be open to that.
okay.
I'd like to hear more about that.
I will get the ordinance to you.
Yeah, I'd
so
like
you
to
can
hear
look
more
at it.
about that. But
Because
here's-
it doesn't cost the residents $0.
that's right.
Residents
It's the people
zero.
traveling.
The people
And
traveling.
It benefits the
and
people
it benefits.
traveling.
It kind of is just going
I like
in a
it.
big kitty and it's recycling because
Yeah.
you're using that money to market Keizer, get people here eating, playing, sleeping.
Yeah, Soraida, I really like that idea. I would want that controlled by a citizens advisory committee.
Yeah.
I would not want that to go to Travel Salem. I have nothing
No,
against Travel Salem.
Yeah.
But I would want a citizens advisory committee to determine how that money would be spent in Keizer.
Keizer. Yeah.
I let's move on this.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, do we have time to talk sidewalks?
Yeah. Tell me.
Let's talk
Yeah, we have
sidewalks.
time.
So we just had our work session on Monday. It was a great work session. I thought Bill Lawyer, our public works director, did a great job at outlining what we have expressed our priorities to be. And I, for one, have been super frustrated that we don't move forward on this. All we do is stir the pot. We never move forward.
Status quo.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
never
it's like
move
a
forward.
hamster in a
Yes.
wheel.
God almighty. And so, so at this last work session, we said, okay, let's peel off $100,000 a year. I mean, that's not a lot of money, but you know what? That's dedicated money. So that proposal is going to come back to us, and we're going to take $100,000 out of the street fund and dedicate that to expanding our sidewalk gaps. And so maybe it'll take us 50 years. We're doing nothing now.
Right.
We're doing nothing
It has
now.
to start
Let's
somewhere.
do something. So there was consensus. There were 6 of us there. And there was consensus that, yes, let's spend $100,000 a year to work on these sidewalk gaps. I was thrilled with that momentum. And so was our multimodal safety committee saying, yes, we've been asking for this for years. You've got to have the courage to dedicate the funding. And we did. So I'm thrilled with that. So all of the properties that we're going to sell on Lock Haven will peel off $100,000, and that'll go to sidewalk gaps.
I love it.
I
think
loved
it's
that
genius.
too.
That's great.
I felt really, really good about that.
Well, we have to have safe walking conditions for people, you know. I mean,
Well, doesn't safety have to be our number one priority?
it should be
24/7 all
public
the time?
safety all the time.
I mean,
Yeah.
all the fun that we do.
I mean, really, if
all
you
the
got-
stuff we
If
love.
you got to the roots, because some
Yeah.
people think that we, we're in charge of the school board or whatnot.
No.
No.
Not true. What is the responsibility of a city council and a city hall?
well, to balance a budget,
Yep.
number one, you've got to balance an annual budget, and you have to set your priorities. And I think our priorities have always been safety.
Yep.
Always. And everybody complains about that. The police get 70% of the budget. Well, guess what? People want to live in a safe community.
I think safety.
Yeah.
Like I want to know that my checkbook's balanced.
Yep.
Budget.
Yep.
Like even at home.
And then
I want to feel safe.
And I would say our next priority is safety in street maintenance. And part of that is sidewalks. So
And infrastructure. Make
it's
sure that we're not falling down.
Absolutely. But it all comes back to safety. That's really, I think, all people want from us is balance the dang budget, set your priorities, and keep us safe.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's 100%.
No, like
Couldn't have said it
people
better.
don't understand too is that small cities like Keizer, we're a complaint-driven city because we don't have time to they don't have time to run down every street and say, oh, this car's been here for 3 days or these bushes are too long.
Mm-hmm.
Our police are busy doing other things to keep us safe. And so if you're a neighbor, if you're something and you have cars on the street for more than 3 days, they haven't moved, you can go online to the city of Keizer, keizer.gov. Is it now?
Keizer or
Keizer.
.gov.
Or you can email any one of us, where our emails are on the website.
Yeah, and let us know. Let us know what's out there. And we have a code enforcement officer that you fill out a form. It goes straight to him or her, and they'll go out and try to take care of it in a reasonable amount of time.
And once a complaint has been given, they have to react to it. And I did not realize that.
Yes, they have to react. They've got, I think,
48.
I think 48 hours to react to the complaint. And, graffiti's been a big thing, but thanks to the kids at McNary High School that are in the cadet program,
ROTC.
it's junior ROTC, they're going out and painting. We have a spreadsheet, And on the spreadsheet shows where all the graffiti is in red dots, right? That had been complained about. So then they go into that and they go and paint those and turn them green. So we try to keep ahead of that. So if you have graffiti, same, come to us. Now that we can only do public property. So private property is the property owner's responsibility to repaint their fence or.
But we provide supplies.
We do, yes. If you go to City Hall, we will provide supplies for you to paint your fence or whatever's been tagged.
Keizer really is the best. I love this city.
So do we want to talk about transient folks living on the street?
Yeah.
I just listened
We talk about everything.
I just listened to a testimony from Manny Martinez to the Salem City Council. Yeah. That was very good. That was very good testimony.
Yes, I watched that.
Said we need to have zero tolerance for having transients on the street because
what's that, House Bill 3115 or something?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Cut that, Camden, because I didn't know what it was. Okay, go ahead.
But we need to. He was shelter first and housing earned. Well, that's what I agree with. I agree with you. You know, there was a time when, and I know our mayor disagrees with this. She thinks housing first. I think that's the wrong approach. I think you have to get sick people help. And that happens in a shelter situation where they can have access to public services that will help them get healthy. Once they're healthy, once they're able to sustain housing, then we help them to get into housing. And that's what
then we're setting them up for failure. That's why I love Soaring Heights, because Soaring Heights, 12 to 18 months of learning how to budget, getting counseling.
Well, and Simonka Place puts them through 18 months of, I forgot what their program is called, but it's the same situation. They get healthy and then they start to learn life skills and then they get housing. And those are sustainable. Those types of situations, and it's one at a time. So it's going to take a long time. But leaving these ill people on our streets in Keizer and in Salem, that doesn't benefit anybody.
Does Keizer have a problem?
No. No.
Do we?
No.
I guess it depends where you live.
Well, I think, are there transients? Absolutely. But
as far as camps?
No. Well, sometimes there's little camps, but our police know exactly where they are.
And know who the people are.
And they know all the people too in Keizer that are homeless, and they're very, very good about moving them on, because the only service we really provide here is Soaring Heights, which you have to go through them, right? Private, or Simonka Place for women. Other than that, we have no services in Keizer.
And I'll say Soaring Heights and UGM do not get any tax money. Zero.
No, they raise all the money themselves.
Because they don't qualify because they're religious.
Oh, is that right?
So,
because it's a Christian based.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because so they pray at Soaring Heights. Don't get any money.
Okay.
Yeah, that's sad, because we need to help.
And they drug test.
Right. And
100%.
And we need to
help.
So
those things, there's a couple things.
Yeah, we need to help those organizations that help the people. When I was running for election last year, I was putting a sign out right down the street here at Weimar. And this young man with a backpack started walking, and he said, "Oh, blah, 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 who are you?" And I told him he was homeless. And he goes, "Every night I come to Keizer to sleep because it's safe here.
Oh.
Then by day, I go get my meals or whatever downtown." He goes, "I don't use, I just want a place to live." And he said, because his situation is different, because he's not a user, and he doesn't have children, it's a little different for him to get into the hotels and things like that.
I'll bet it's hard.
Yeah. So he was explaining that to me. So that is something we need to be aware of and help the people that really want to help themselves.
Yeah, there's some things. One of my girlfriends, I forgot, it was one of the programs that is run in the Salem Keizer area. I was surprised to hear that so many children were staying in, and they don't ID. So if I just come in and I say, "Oh, I need a place to stay," and maybe I'm going to say the tiny homes, and so there's kids and adults, and how do you know if an adult? And I'm not saying, I am not villainizing, but Marlene and I have been involved in CASA and very passionate. It just scares me that we're not protecting the kids in that way. And there is no rule on that because I'm on.
You mean when you say they don't ID, so you come in and say.
So I come in, two of us, or I come in with a little kid, like, oh, I need a place to sleep today or whatever.
No questions asked. No. Wow.
And then you could be, I just think that just is so scary to me.
I mean,
because how can we identify them to help them?
I was going to say, it meets an immediate need, but then what?
Right.
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so how do we move that forward?
Okay, put a pin in that. We need to have a whole conversation. I need to do more homework on that. So yes, I think that we need to keep the kids safe, again, with safety, right? Those are our future those kids, and making sure.
And I thought Manny was so effective when he said, we're not going to hear that we're not being compassionate. We're tired of hearing that we don't care about these people. We care about these people. These are sick people.
Immensely.
Let's help them get well. Let's not just scratch an itch today. Mm-hmm. Let's help them get well. And we do a bad job of that. I think in my adult life, I've never seen worse public policy than our public policy on transients. I cannot believe we've let these people down by not requiring that they get into shelters and start to get into mental health counseling and start to get into public services that will help them in a long-term solution. And that is not sleeping on the streets. And you start to do that, and your cities start to come back.
And I think it truly does break everyone's heart. I mean, it breaks my heart when I see people, because I think that's somebody's brother, or dad, or mom. You know, no one,
and we're doing nothing for them.
Yes,
you know. And if we pop them in housing first, that's just a better place to die. We've got to get them those wraparound services. And that has to start probably in the shelters, because
and it has to be a continuum of care.
Absolutely.
But you have to identify them too, because
it's like a Band-Aid on a bullet wound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Right. You're like,
that's a great analogy.
Shotgun hole. You're like, here's a Band-Aid.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
So people are coming to Keizer, and I'm totally going to have you back, but I have to get Marlene out of here because she's going to volunteer at CTEC,
That's
which
great.
I love.
For
CTEC.
veterans?
No, I'm going to the CTEC aviation school.
You're
the
going to
students
see
go to
James?
So I work with those kids.
I love that. I work with the hospitality kids over at CTEC.
Oh, you do? Nice. And
I'm on their
it's
Industry
nice
Alliance Council.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. If you haven't toured there, Lori, you should totally tour it.
CTEC is amazing, and the programs they have are amazing.
CTEC or the
on Portland Road?
Yes. Have you been there? But
it's been years.
But in James's his drone and air program, that place is legit.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. He said they have a
simulator,
and he's going to put me through the simulator.
Do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's fun.
Tell James we want to schedule it.
Okay, I got it.
Teacher James. There's a great program. Anyone that's listening, kiddos can apply for that. I believe junior and senior year.
Yes, correct.
And drones and planes.
That's the aviation. That's just the aviation, but they've got like 10 other programs.
Yes.
Cosmetology, law enforcement, business.
So
culinary,
welding.
They're looking for
construction,
another location to put a CTEC type trade school. I would love to see that come to Keizer.
I would love that too. I mean, the program that they have out at McNary, they have the cars out there that they work on, and they have the marketing. They even do the business part of McNary CTEC program. They take orders now for coffee or whatever. They'll deliver them to the teachers and whatnot. So they're learning spreadsheets. So they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
great for our kids.
Yeah. I'd love to see
programs.
I'd love to
great
see us
for
get
our
a
kids.
trade
Yeah.
school.
Last year, CTEC, their number, it was mental health was their mental. I love that they added that a couple of years ago.
What? No.
Mental health track. I don't know what it looks like, but kids that want to be in the mental health business.
Oh,
yes.
I love that.
Yeah, so
right?
they have,
See, I think that's what we should do as a state. I think we as a state, all these kids that are graduating from high school, if they're willing to go into mental health track, we pay for it.
Absolutely. Like you go work for us for 10 years.
There you go.
Work for us for
And
10
guess
years,
what?
no debt.
And you work in the population that is the transient population, the sickest of our population. You must work with them. And if we could flood that, I mean, right now, that's part of the problem. Well, it's the problem. There's not enough social workers and mental health workers to be able to help all of these people at the level that they need to be helped. Let's get kids in those tracks.
You're on to something, especially if we start them early, 16 to 18, and really have them.
Well, that's what the tribes did. The tribes in Oregon would pay for college education in all of the disciplines that were previously managed by white people. So the tribes would say, you become an accountant, then you must give back to the tribe however many. You go 4 years, you give us 4 years. You go 8 years, get a master's degree, you give us back 8 years.
Why don't we do that?
Why don't we do that? Why are we not investing in these young people and have them give back to the communities that invested in them and help all of the people that are sick and hurting on the streets?
I love that. We got to find our legislators.
See, there's just not enough time.
There's not enough time. But what we can do in Keizer, and what are we doing in Keizer, is we're fixing sidewalks.
Yep.
We're building on the turf fields.
Yep.
We balanced our budget.
Yep.
We're going to figure out this SGPA thing so we have more marketing so people can discover Keizer.
That's a great
economic development.
Economic development.
Yeah. In 10 months, watch us. Watch us over the next 14.
Watch it. Yeah, watch us. Our city council meetings are very entertaining. And remember, trust but verify. I say that a lot during this podcast. Just because somebody tells you something doesn't make it so. Do your homework. And I would say any city councilor in Salem or Keizer, write them an email. They'll go have coffee with you.
Absolutely.
Go, if you have a question and want to have some healthy conflict or crucial conversations and leave with half a loaf.
That's right. Take half the loaf.
Right. And I think that and to be kind. I saw a shirt the other day.
Always.
Be kind.
I believe in free speech, not hate speech.
Ooh, I like that one. Yes. Yeah. Say what's on your mind. It's okay.
Yeah, be kind.
Be kind to someone today and smile. So what is, somebody's coming to Keizer and they're like, oh my gosh, that podcast motivated me. I'm going to Keizer Station to buy some socks and underwear. What else should they see in Keizer? Give me some highlights. So sell me Keizer, Lori.
Well, you should absolutely 100% go to the Keizer Cultural Center, which is right on Shamawa Road.
And what is the Keizer Cultural Center?
Well, you've got the Keizer Art Association. And let me tell you, we've got some fun stuff going on. So you've got a monthly art show there from local artists. You have art classes there that you can take for all ages and at all skill levels. It doesn't matter if you're proficient or if you are just learning. That was started by 3 local school teachers, and it is 48 years old. Think about that. 3 volunteers started this organization a half a century ago, and it is still thriving. That's an accomplishment. Mm-hmm. So come visit that. You've got local theater there with Keizer Homegrown Theater. Linda Baker, longtime school teacher at McNary. They put out at least 4 shows a year, sometimes 6, and they're terrific shows. We have a small, intimate theater, 70-seat theater. It's terrific. You've got a community library there, and of course, you've got the museum. And if you haven't seen the museum in the last 2 years, you haven't seen the museum. Okay. So come learn about us. Come put on the beaver mittens. Come listen to the oral histories that are being saved for you, that are being saved for our children. That I think everybody should become very familiar with the Keizer Cultural Center. That's one of our best ideas ever.
Love that. And the parks?
And come to the parks. Most of our parks have now been updated. And the structures, the toys updated. They just finished Bob Newton Park on the play structure.
It was wonderful.
That was phase
safe.
1.
Mm-hmm.
That was phase 1. Phase 2 is they're doing the sport court there with a pickleball court, basketball court. So that's going to come in the springtime. Big Toy, it's always happening at the Big Toy. On any given nice morning, you could take a walk over there and the pickleball courts are all full. The dog park is full. Kids on the play toy. And that's what I love to see. The community coming together and enjoying something that was made by volunteers.
And doesn't that fill your cup?
Yes.
To know that we didn't go in debt.
Yep.
We did it with some elbow grease.
Yep.
Yeah, we did. It was not just me. It was everybody that contributed something, and I don't take credit for the whole thing. I just was the chair. I mean, I just ran that part.
God put you in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Marlene, I think we need to work on, so we've got 6 pickleball courts, but those are full all the time. I mean, I think it's almost like when the state of Oregon builds a freeway or a highway, and by the time they get it built, it's undersized. I think we're undersized on that.
Yeah, I'm
look.
working with the pickleball people,
Yeah.
and we're going to see what we can do in getting a parks grant to add more pickleball courts
Right behind it.
and to build permanent bathrooms.
Yeah.
Because there's no bathrooms over there.
Good job. You
go,
get that
girl.
done. You got
You
3
go.
more years.
Thanks.
She can do that.
I know.
She can do that in 3.
I was like, you do that. Just powerhouse.
That
of
would be
Wonder
great.
Woman.
And then I think we're going to be good out there with 12 pickleball courts, and we could move sand volleyball. We've got Richard Walsh. So let's talk Richard Walsh for a minute. We would not have Keizer Rapids Park without Richard Walsh.
Thank you, Richard.
He dedicated that. He dedicated, I want to say 6 to 8 years of his life to making that happen. He worked with the Charge family, and he cobbled together all of these governmental funds so that we could have that giant regional park.
It's amazing.
It's a gem. It's
a
an
gem.
absolute jewel.
And again, it really does fill me with pride when I
Yes.
go there. Like,
It
well,
should.
like our city rocks.
I would like to see signage for directions to where that's at. A lot of people don't know. And
in
we-
town.
Yeah, we don't.
I
We
would
don't
feel like,
post anything.
Honey,
I mean, I think
have
we
the
should.
Parks Board recommend that. Let's fund it.
yeah.
Okay, then.
All right. See, not only do we learn things about each other, we get stuff done.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, get it done.
The bottom
we
line.
don't care who's driving. I don't care who
We
gets the
don't
credit.
care who's driving. Let's just get it done.
I definitely want to have you ladies back, but Missy has to go see James at the CTEC and continue her good work of the day. I appreciate you both. I appreciate your dedication to your community.
I appreciate your dedication to your community. And you know what else I love? I love that you're 20 years younger than us. And that's what we need. We need folks that are willing to step up and be a part of their community. You give me 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 10 years, Soraida, and let's see what you've accomplished in 10 years. Because with your acumen and with your experience, you're going to do great things.
Yes, it takes a village, and we got to surround ourselves and keep lifting each other up.
Yep.
And I love this episode. Makes me happy.
Good.
So thank
Makes
you,
me
ladies.
happy too.
Thank you for
Be
having
kind,
us.
everyone. Over and out. Big shout out and a big thank you to Valor Mentoring that recorded the video and audio for this podcast, Changing Lives That Change Lives. And thank you to Remodeling by Classic Homes for sponsoring this podcast. Thank you so much for joining us at the kitchen table with Soraida and friends. Please follow us on social media. You can find this podcast on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcast.